Thank you very much.
The Honorable Member for Kamfisa.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. May I thank Chairperson for the committee for this report, Vice Chair for seconding the report. Madam Chair, I will quickly take members of this House to page 1. On page 1, Madam Speaker, of the report, under item 3.1, there is confirmation from the committee that government intends to increase its borrowing for domestic financing from 16.3 billion to 22.3 billion, a confirmation that borrowing will take place. Madam Speaker, on page 2, there's a table that is summarized, which is showing that 6 billion kwacha additional borrowing will take place, additional in the context that we already approved an amount. Now the minister needs an extra 6 billion kwacha from domestic borrowing. And from the Vice Chair's comment, obviously we now have to get this money either from government securities, which means that we need to ask people to either buy government bonds or treasury bills. Obviously, we need a conversation on that matter as I wind up my debate. But that confirms, Madam Speaker, that we are borrowing 6 billion kwacha domestically. Item 3.2 talks about external borrowing. Again, Madam Speaker, I'm taking the liberty to refer to these figures because this is not our conversation. It is important that our people out there are aware what figures we need to approve today and for what particular purpose. 3.2, Madam Speaker, the item reported in the report of the Chair, which is your report, Madam Speaker, is that we are looking for $490 million external money, meaning the Zambian government is looking for $490 million to be borrowed. This is not a grant. This is borrowed money that we need to approve today. Again, it confirms that government is looking for borrowed funds. Madam Speaker, very quickly, something that is important for our public out there. Item 3.3 in the report. The last sentence in the report, Madam Speaker, reads, and I quote, "Consequently, the projected net increase in the total central government debt stock, both domestic and external, was projected to be 1.6 billion. Meaning, Madam Speaker, that our current debt stock will go up. This is something that the members of the public would be interested to know, so that as we discussed, we need to borrow. I think that by now, everyone is appreciating that sometimes government has to borrow. And I think that it is important that we are all honest enough to discuss for what purpose will this money be borrowed. So point number 3.3, Madam Speaker, confirmation that we have to borrow. Now, let me quickly go to my submissions based on this background that I've given. Madam Speaker, point number 1, and these are my submissions to the Minister of Finance. I think that as we discuss the need to borrow, which obviously the technical committee and the report that has been prepared probably has highlighted why we are borrowing. But my comment, Madam Speaker, and this is something that has been exercising my mind for a long time, my comment would be restricted to how can we ensure, Honorable Minister of Finance, that the resource we have in the mining sector gives us more revenue. And I hope that next time we have an annual borrowing plan coming to this August House, we must also be told our strategy in the mining sector to encourage more revenue from the mining sector is as follows. Because today, yes, we need this money. Today, you need our support as members of parliament to approve this report that you have brought before today for us to approve. But you've not highlighted which areas of opportunity will give us the local revenue that we can generate on our own as a country. And for me, Minister of Finance, it is the mining sector. 1.6 billion kwacha, which $1.6 billion, which you are asking us to approve today. I feel personally, Madam Speaker, that the minister should have done justice by giving us other options of financing, even as he's asking us to approve, because obviously we need the money, so he needs our support, and obviously we have to give government the support to get this finance. But where are the other alternative sources? What can we do in the mining sector, Madam Speaker, to generate more revenue? So for me, Minister of Finance, you are in a very awkward position because you need the money, and you've indicated that this money is urgently needed, and it is confirming that even the new government is borrowing. But we would want you to tell us, what other avenues can Zambia explore to raise $1.6 billion? I don't think $1.6 billion is money that we can fail to generate locally, Madam Speaker. My challenge to government, next time you come with an annual borrowing plan, which will justify what you need, where you borrow the money, can you go a step further? I hope this can be captured even in your next speech to Parliament as you request for approval of the 2025 national budget. Tell us how we can maximize income from the mining sector. Chairperson of the committee, we are ready to support the activities that will ensure that our economy is moving at the right trajectory. But you've not told us what we can do with the mining sector. I feel that the mining sector is where we need to maximize our income. If we do it right in the mining sector, Madam Speaker, we will not be borrowing $1.6 billion. The people of Kamfinsa, Madam Speaker, proudly submit that can we do more in the mining sector? Can we sort out the challenges that our sector is facing so that we are able to maximize local revenue without having to borrow $1.6 billion? Madam Speaker, I submit and I thank you.